Dee flashed a smirk of approval, one that roughly translates to, "You know your boxing, Professor." Today, most boxing aficionados are aware that it was, in fact, Drew Bundini Brown, Ali's outspoken cornerman, who coined the famous rhyme. "Wait, Ali didn't come up with that?" another student interrupted, feeling lost in the conversation. "None of my students were familiar with the name Bundini. It is not mentioned in the ESPN documentary." "If Ali is the first rapper, that makes Bundini the first hype man," I continued, referencing Chuck D's notorious Public Enemy sidekick, Flavor Flav. My comparison garnered a hearty laugh from the 2013 Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee. He was genuinely amused by the analogy. "Somebody should do a book on Bundini," Chuck D replied, wiping tears of laughter from his eyes. The true meaning of the term hype man is difficult to pin down. Renowned music scholar Mickey Hess describes the hype man as a figure who plays a central but supporting role within a group, or for a headlining solo artist, making his own interventions, generally aimed at hyping up the crowd while also drawing attention to the words of the MC. During the early days of live performances, the job of the hype man was to warm up the audience before the headlining rapper hit the stage. Over the years, the term gradually came to have competing definitions. In How to Rap, The Art and Science of the Hip-Hop MC, Royce da 5'9" positions the role of the hype man as that of a motivator, an on-stage presence who ensures that the momentum of the show continues. In fulfilling this duty, the hype man both energizes the crowd and the artist. The hype man's job is thus metaphysical. His work exists in the realm of spirit and emotion. While Kid Creole of the pioneering rap group Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five likely serves as the genre's original hype man, hip-hop history is full of such figures. The notorious B.I.G. had Lil C's. Jay-Z had Memphis Bleek. Eminem had Proof. And, of course, my friend Chuck D had the zany, oversized clock medallion-wearing Flavor Flav. As the rhetorical tradition expanded over the years, the term hype man eventually became synonymous with the concept of a loyal sidekick or trusted companion. During the 2012 presidential election, for example, Vice President Joe Biden was often referred to as Barack Obama's hype man. Some internet memes specifically compared the Obama-Biden dynamic to that of Ali and Bundini. As is often the case with language, the pop culture signifier, like all slang terms, came to embody counter-meanings, many of which took on their own negative connotations. For some, the term hype man is synonymous with the role of a yes man, a person who serves no function other than affirming the greatness of a headlining celebrity. These notions were present in the early days of hip-hop as well. When Public Enemy began negotiating their record deal with Def Jam Records in the early 1980s, the label was, at first, unwilling to take on Flavor Flav. "What does he do?" record company executives asked. "I don't know, but it works," Chuck D famously replied. In many ways, Chuck D is describing how most boxing experts feel about Muhammad Ali's enigmatic cornerman. Drew Bundini Brown wasn't a boxing trainer, not in the traditional sense. He never boxed as an amateur or as a professional, not once. With that being said, Bundini was more than a fringe member of the entourage. He was a constant, if not dominating, voice in Ali's corner, working 44 of Ali's 61 professional bouts. Aside from Ali's first bout with Floyd Patterson, Bundini was present for all of Ali's most significant fights. With respect to training, Bundini worked side by side with Ali, waking him up for morning road work and shadowing him in the gym for every workout routine. Rhetoric, a concept Aristotle defines as the persuasive element of discourse, was Bundini's chief talent. In his lifetime, Bundini would play the role of master motivator to two of the greatest boxers in the history of the sport. Before ever meeting Muhammad Ali, Drew Bundini Brown worked as a member of Sugar Ray Robinson's entourage, a partnership that lasted 7 consecutive years. Sugar Ray Robinson and Muhammad Ali are, of course, two of the most celebrated boxing icons in the history of the sport. The common denominator among these legendary champions is Bundini. Unbeknownst to many casual boxing fans, Bundini also worked with former welterweight champion Johnny Honeyboy Bratton, as well as heavyweight contenders Jeff Merritt, George Chuvalo, and James Quick Tillis. To pretend that Bundini was nothing more than a hype man, in the negative sense of the term, is to undermine his place in boxing history. He was more than a lackey. Bundini's contributions to Ali's legacy were both motivational and stylistic. The poetic side of